All right, so here's a little bit of a thought provoker. Maybe future travel advice. If you had a week-long road trip in the USA, you could pick any of the 50 states, territory, whatever. Where would you go? What cities would you see? What would you do? We'll hand it over to Jake. And just a rule of thumb, some of us may be doing it a little bit different than others. I'm not personally going to go through day by day, but I'll just roughly estimate what's in a week, and we'll see what everyone else does. But Jake, I'll hand it over to you. What would be your
Yeah,
ideal week-long road trip?
I'm not personally gonna go day by day either, but I think a week-long road trip is, and a great place to go would be actually, and I've wanted to go to this place ever since I was a young kid. I wanted to go to Alaska. Um, I just think Alaska's a cold climate that I like the cold. I mentioned that in a little video. I don't like the hot. I don't like the heat. So I feel like any of those places would be kind of out of the picture, but I feel like Alaska would be a good week-long road trip. Evan, what's yours?
You're in the wrong place then in Georgia if you don't like the heat. But just really quick before I go with mine. So in Alaska, I've actually been to Alaska. By far in size, it's the biggest state. So you can go all the way up to Barrow. You can go halfway up to Fairbanks, or you could just even stay around Anchorage and the coastal area. There's tons to do. Maybe you want to go in the summer, but if you like the cold, maybe not. But okay, so mine. I would
Maybe not
go.
go in the winter time, but maybe in
Yeah,
the
maybe
fall
not
time.
fall, maybe. Yeah, that might be nice. Yeah, winter could be brutal. So I'm gonna do like a swerve. So I'm gonna start from where I live. It's Kenosha, Wisconsin, and we'll work down from there. So first, I take a stop in Nashville. Got to go to Nashville. Got to go to Tennessee. Got to go downtown, or down south, and just taste the food, the hot chicken, and all that there. And of course, Nashville's a fun city. So you move along. Maybe high five Jake and Jordan over there in Georgia along the way. But I really want to go to South Carolina because I've gone to Florida all my life for vacation. I love Florida. Florida's great. I'm surprised I didn't even fit this in here. But the reason I'm in my list, I'm trying to pick places I haven't really gone to that much. So I've never been to South Carolina. I'd like to try their beaches. A lot of people rave about their beaches and go to vacation there. Maybe take a stop in the North Carolina beach, but then I'd work my way to North Carolina and go to the Appalachian Mountains. I'd like to see those in the western part. That'd be really cool. So, kind of go to the beach and then go to the mountains and then kind of work my way around, take some cities trip. I've been to Philadelphia, but I'd like to see that again. But, Washington, D.C., New York, I've been to Washington, D.C., but it's been a while. And I've never been to New York City. So that'd be really cool to see. So you go through the cities, then you work your way up. And then my final place would be New Hampshire and Vermont, two of the smallest states. Vermont's, I hear, is more like much of the Northeast, but it's very rural. Not a lot of people there. Hampshire kind of has the mountains going on a lot, but a lot less people than North Carolina. So, and then work my way back home right through the Midwest, which would be home territory for me. But yeah, I don't know, just go out east. I would say some Western states, but it's kind of hard to make a week-long road trip in that. But for sure would like to check that area out too. But that'd be kind of mine. Go down south, swerve around the coast, go up top, northeast, and then head back. And one more thing, I just actually went to vacation in Maine. But if I didn't, I would have included it in that. But for sure go to Maine, and then yeah, that's my road trip. Jordan, what you got?
All right, so this is a place that I've always wanted to go to just because I want to hear the accents, right? Boston, I would definitely spend a few days there. I know taking up most of the week, but I want to spend a few days in Boston, maybe taking, a Red Sox game, uh, Bruins, something like that. And then I also want to go to a Penn State game and preferably the whiteout at night, right? It's one of the best atmospheres in sports, really. But that's all I've got, and then I'll just head back home because there's not really that many places I want to go, honestly, that I
That's
haven't been to
interesting.
already.